Today's coverage brought to you by Shriners Children's. We are in Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers. And what a way to open the college baseball season. Already 2 games have been played. We'll fill you in on all that action. We've got a great nightcap for you. The 7th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks, a preseason national champion favorite against the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Thanks so much for joining us. Opening day, Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington. You told me earlier you have been watching baseball since early this morning in Puerto Rico. This is like Christmas for you.
It is like Christmas for all the college baseball coaches and college baseball fans. This is such a special day. One time a year you get to do this. We've had 2 unbelievable games to get started, and man, we've got a great one coming up tonight.
And what a place to do it. And tonight for Arkansas, we are going to see one of the best elite pitchers in college baseball.
Well, you just said it, elite, and it is elite stuff. It's a fabulous fastball, and it's wipeout breaker stuff. And I mean, if you want to know what real stuff looks like, this is going to be it tonight.
Gabe Gackel, first-team preseason All-American from Baseball America. Perfect game. He will be a big part of what Arkansas tries to do to build on yet another potentially 50-win season. They've ripped them off year after year, Ty. And once again, they come in, Dave Van Horn in his 24th season as the head coach with a loaded ball club. But what a way to begin the season for both of these clubs. Oklahoma State, they were an NCAA team last year. We're off and running.
We are off and running, and thank goodness. I've been excited and all day trying to get here. I felt like I was back coaching again when I woke up this morning. And you were right. I was watching U of H play in Puerto Rico this morning just to get things started.
Brock Thompson, starting second baseman, laces one to the right gap of second, and will start on base for these Oklahoma State Cowboys. 30-25 last year. They start with Thompson, goes down. Take us through the order, who you like, who you expect to be a big part of this hitting lineup for Oklahoma State this season.
Well, I mean, look, there were some guys that have been in this lineup before that were injured last year. Miola, Richie, Bregman. I mean, look, it's a big target at first base and a big presence in the box. And Ortiz, these guys have got a lot of at-bats under their belt.
Josh Holliday looks on, their 14th season head coach. So after the Thompson single to begin things, Aiden Miola, the batter. Senior from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
There's a look at that elite fastball. I'm gonna tell you what, it's got some giddy up. It gets to that dirt area, and I mean, it just explodes towards the catcher. It's tough on those hitters.
One-two pitch. In play, right side again. Back-to-back base hits, singles to begin the game for the Cowboys hitters off of Gackel.
If you want to see a great job of hitting with 2 strikes, slider away off the plate. He's still looking out there trying to protect every piece of the plate with 2 strikes, stays with it, takes that slider the other way for a base hit.
It's a line for Gackel last season. 4.42 ERA, he had a 4-2 record, 19 appearances, 9 games started. Opponents hit .235. 92 strikeouts against 31 walks. Talk about the hitting, though. Thompson and Miola seeing something, getting on. We'll pass the bat to Colin Ritchie, starting center fielder, the lefty.
You see that slider in on left-handed hitters. dangerous pitch. If you don't know how to execute it, those left-handed hitters, they like that ball down and in. That one was down on him, but in on him. He pulled the trigger on it. It disappeared from him.
Gackel ahead in the count once again, as he was last batter, but this one fouled off into the dotted faithful for both programs. The Cardinal and white for Arkansas, orange and black for Oklahoma State. Here's back and sits him down with the strikeout pitch. What'd you see there?
Well, he takes it. Watch the movement on this. The rotation, his two-seamer it just starts to keep running away from him. And we get another look at it right here. Yeah, that ball just explodes, running away from the left-handed hitter. Probably looking secondary at that point. You see a 90-mile-an-hour two-seamer off the plate.
Gackel standing at even 6 feet, 190 pounds, a 2023 20th round pick of the Cincinnati Reds. Brigham fouls that ball off. Colin Brigham. Other lefty get to start at first. "15 homers last year, 54 runs brought in, 303 batting average."
We got in here tonight, and I love this about college baseball, but we got in here tonight, and they were calling up the Hogs before we're in here trying to practice tonight, trying to get ready for this game. And they were already calling the Hogs. I mean, it's filled up in here in the lower level.
Arkansas fans were at the hotel. They travel so well. We knew they'd be out in full force, especially to play in Gackel right now. Get the ball. Opening day, first start, got some traffic, men on. What's he working through?
Well, I mean, he elevated to the first hitter. He got an elevated fastball, and he drove the ball the other way. But now you get your first strikeout. You start to feel better.
Ahead in the count once again.
Yeah, your stuff is good, and you're trying to get just that, a ground ball.
To the right side, flipped over to first. Runners do advance.
And then now you were asking, let me finish that question, because in the middle of the answer was what happened. He got a soft ground ball, got the out. Now as a pitcher, you got to keep reminding yourself, hey, I got 2 outs, runners on second, third. Yes, as you mentioned, traffic. I'm 1 pitch away from getting out of that. So what is my best stuff against the hitter that's coming up right now? How do I go after him? And how do I get after Ortiz, knowing that he's a qualified hitter too now, so he's gonna have to stay with his good stuff.
Junior Avery Ortiz. Hey, you said this is your Christmas morning, how geeked up you were for opening day for a starting pitcher, the ace for a program coming off the season that Arkansas had last year that we'll talk about. How geeked up is that, and how do you control the nerves?
I mean, you've done it enough in your life, but
what would you say to your opening day guy?
These guys are so well trained now.
Yeah.
Right? And they each have mental coaches, so they go through this mental routine with themselves. Now they're under their skin, and under that is this excitement, right? It's opening day. Everybody's fired up.
1-1. Back in play, this to second. Chance to get out of the inning, and Gackel relies on his defense to do so after a pair of singles. 0-0 it remains. Arkansas to the plate when we come back to Arlington.
The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back? You've got some nerve showing up here again, looking all delicious with your fresh all-beef patties, melty cheeses, grilled peppers and onions, and jalapeno ranch. When I want you, you're nowhere to be found. And now you're back? Aw, get in here. We just missed you, that's all. The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back and harder to resist than ever. Download the app. What a burger!
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here, we collaborate. Here, you grow.
At Globe Life, we have policies for almost everybody.
Welders?
Yes.
Farmers?
Yes.
Rodeo clowns?
No, we don't cover rodeo clowns.
Construction workers?
Yes.
Electricians?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Not rodeo clowns.
Factory workers?
Yes.
Chefs?
Yes.
Birthday clowns?
Yes.
Ah, come on!
Globe Life Insurance. Affordable coverage for almost everyone.
Gackle and his defense get out of the jam with 2 on, and now his hitters will get to take their cuts. And Ty, there are some big names, a lot of excitement to watch this Arkansas hitting lineup this season.
It is. I mean, the numbers start to speak for themselves when you're looking at the screen and the averages. You know, I mean, look, physical hitters each have the ability to run plus 90, steal bags, move forward, ball in dirt, all that super athletic, right? But they also have power in this lineup, which makes them so dangerous. At all times, one pitch can change the score.
Keep an eye at the shortstop position. Freshman Carson Brumbaugh getting the start. Tell me about on the mound, Hudson Barrett, what he brings for the Cowboys.
Yeah, command. And it's elite command. And his history of what he's been able to do, it's been fastball, breaker, changeup, not the power-oriented, even though he's coming from a big frame. But he likes to use the breaker left-handed hitters, changeup right-handed hitters. But in his career, it's been elite command.
.63 junior. Bakersfield, California. A lot of questions as to who Arkansas would put at the start of their hitting lineup. Nolan Souza will be the one, the lefty junior from Honolulu, Hawaii. 28-game starter last year in which he hit .250. Puts this ball in play up the third base line.
Yeah, these young outfielders, the corner outfielders, have got to get used to the ballpark, the nuances of it. The fence goes in a couple different directions and distance, but then you got right there on the foul line, the bleachers right there. So there's not a whole lot of foul line.
Yeah, it's big in here. Yeah, you look up. Some of these balls we've seen hit across the 2 games thus far. 2-2 pitch. Underneath this one.
There's an inside fastball. Okay, so, you know, left-left matchup. If you're a hitter at this point, you're starting to think, okay, you just came back in. It's been, you know, fastball in. Now does he try to go to his breaker away? That's the normal setup that you would see on a left-left matchup with a pitcher going fastball in. Now does he try to use the outer half of the plate?
Goes that way, and Souza takes it into play up the left field line. We'll be looking for 2 as that ball bounced around exactly to your point you made earlier. Finding the dimensions, and Souza starts things off in scoring position.
Well, first, let's start with this as an unreal at-bat, right? He goes fastball in to pitch apart. We were just talking about, is he going to go away with a breaker? But he goes away with a fastball. Souza goes with it, drives it down the left field line, and you're right, it gets tight down there on that left field line, bobbled it just enough and allowed him to get to second base.
Big hitting catcher, Ryder Hellfrick, 15 home runs, .305 average last year. Takes a charge at the first one. This one's going back. He feels right at home, leaving the yard. 2-run shot.
I'm just going to let this crowd. The opening about the lineup, the athleticism, their ability to get on base, and then also the power. And you just saw it. I mean, he absolutely climbs all over this baseball with his barrel.
You're from Discovery Bay, California. Hellfrick is named to the Player of the Year watch list. And first pitch, first swing of the season. And listen to the Arkansas faithful. They're going to let you hear it, let you feel it early on. Buster Posey, catcher of the year watch list as well, so pretty good behind the plate when he paces his team.
Well, let's add this up. 2 games. If you weren't watching the game before, the Vanderbilt catcher hit 3 homers. Catching positions where you want to be today, I think, and also in game 1.
Look at that dirt behind home plate.
I mean, that's something going on.
He'll stand down there, put some in the pocket. Cam Kozel, the starting second baseman, batter at the plate after a big home run from Hellfrick. Ahead 2-1. Also preseason Baseball Writers First Team All-American, Baseball America preseason All-American, preseason All-SEC. You go up and down this lineup, it is decorated. That's why the expectations are so high. This Razorback group. Mentioned Vanderbilt, that is where Cam began his career. Last year, 16 multi-RBI games, 23 multi-hit games. His first year donning the Razorback jersey. All SEC at first base, hitting .333. Payoff pitch. Ball 4.
Well, a tough start so far. I mean, it's look, you get amped up, you get excited. Front of this kind of crowd very often. First game of the year, you're excited. You know, it doesn't. You get a chance to get the first guy out, and he has a great at bat. Next guy lands on 1. Your mind can start to spin just a little bit. So you got to start taking deep breaths and breathing. Still got to execute pitches.
Starts the at-bat to Micah New with a strike. Senior center fielder from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Another transfer. Came over from Marshall, 276, team leading 15 home runs.
I saw this young man play in the Sun Belt.
Played at New Orleans. Yep. 2 seasons prior, 45 games started. Career .282 hitter. Testament to where the game's at. And how's the broadcaster been to be sharp with your night?
That's right. Tells you exactly where it is. New Orleans, Marshall, Arkansas.
Looks at the 1-2 pitch pass.
But that's a pitch he'd like to get. Right-handed hitters with 2 strikes, even early in the count, left-handed pitchers, they like to look away, middle of the plate away. He was trying to execute that 4-seamer underneath him.
There he goes. Sits down New. Talked about settling the nerves for Barrett. Registers the strikeout, first of the inning.
Well, there's his pitch. His changeup to the right-handed hitters is what he likes to go to. See, he set it up because he did throw the 4-seamer the pitch before, even though he didn't get it in for a strike. He got New out in front of it.
bring up Kuhil Aloy. Aloy, a junior from Wailuku, Hawaii. Transfer from BYU. Making the move from playing DH to the outfield defensively. But another decorated player preseason, third-team All-American. Led the team last year with 70 runs batted in, 20 multi-hit games, team high 19 multi-RBI games. Was the All-SEC designated hitter. Earned him a nod for preseason.
How do you say the word expectations?
Yeah.
Is that I mean, they can get a little bit higher, but I didn't have my stopwatch on how long it took you to read that, but it was a while.
Hey, he's accoladed.
I'm not referring to your reading, by the way. I'm talking about how many accolades.
Missed the fall. Coach Van Horn had talked about battling sickness as the runner goes. Ball is tipped back. So still getting his feet. The local Arkansas and those that covered the team had asked a lot about his defense, what they had seen across fall ball and as he ramped up. So we'll get to see him in the field, but I think no secret what he can do with the bat. 317 average last year, 77 hits, 15 doubles, 13 home runs. Slugged it at 539 clip and rears back on that one, as does Barrett.
Now you see the effectiveness of the changeup. That's his best pitch. His breaker's good enough. It does match up on left-handed hitters. Something you got to think about. But for the right-handed hitter, he is going to have to go up there. When he gets 2 strikes, you got to know at some point that changeup's coming. Back-to-back strikeouts off of it.
Barrett did go 6-2, 2.12 ERA the last 3 seasons at UC Santa Barbara. Reese Robinette.
The crowd's already after the umpire. And they're up 2-0, and they're already after him already.
A.J. Wendell behind home plate. Ball in play, fielded. Arkansas strikes, and it's a big shot from Ryder Hellfrick.
But a big shot. I'm telling you what, he gets nothing but a lot of that baseball. And it lands up on the second deck as you get a look at it. And he knew it.
'26. One night. Globe Life.
We've seen touchdowns, and we've seen home runs, but Arlington has never seen speed like this. A stampede of drivers who fear nothing and no one. Crowds that match the volume of 700 horsepower. A spectacle built between 2 of the most iconic stadiums on earth.
How cool.
This ain't our first rodeo, but it might be our fastest.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
2-0 ball game. Arkansas leading as we hit the top of the second inning. Joined early by Arkansas head coach Dave Van Horn. Coach, we appreciate the time, but how's the energy down in the dugout? How you guys feeling to get the season started, especially after that big fly?
Well, see if we can run a catch-up ball.
You can indeed.
Beautiful. Yeah, and obviously first game of the season, man, we better be fired up. But we got some issues in here. So, yeah, I mean, that was a big swing. I think it was a changeup. He crushed it. So, but the at-bat before by Souza was amazing.
Dave, I got to tell you, it's so much fun watching y'all's crowd, and I know you love coming here to play in this facility. Tell us a little bit about why you guys choose and love to come to Globe Life and to participate in this tournament.
Well, first thing, it's so well run. I mean, they make you feel like they really want you here, and that's a good feeling. Obviously, the weather's fantastic. It's about 72 in here every time, and you never know what it's like outside or what you've come from. And we just spent 2 weeks inside, as did Oklahoma State, a few others. So we know that we're going to play the game. So it's that makes it a lot more fun when you're working out knowing you're going to start here. And then our crowd loves it here. You know, we have a lot of fans in the Metroplex, and that was a pretty good pitch, wasn't it? But you know, so they look forward to coming here, and then it's easy to travel. Our fans can drive, and it's just a good time.
I got to ask one more question, because my hotel was completely inundated with Arkansas fans. Is there anywhere in the world these fans wouldn't go to watch you guys play baseball?
Well, I feel like that we have, if not the best, in the top 2 or 3, fan base in the country, and it's really evolved over the last 10 years. And I guess to answer your question, I think if the games mean enough, they're going to be there.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Best of luck this weekend and all season long.
Okay, thanks a lot.
It's Dave Van Horn, 3-time SEC Coach of the Year, doing some coaching, some spectating as well. Second winningest coach in program history, 8 College World Series appearances. They were the runner-up in 2018. Ty, you go through, I'll spare you the read. We'll get into that, but they have all the accolades. But you look at the hardware case in Fayetteville, there's just one piece missing. That's that elusive national championship.
Yeah, but you get, sometimes people need to understand just how hard it really is to be the last person standing. It really is, and it was a challenge for any team to be that last team. I think people overlook sometimes that the success that it takes to get where you are in Omaha, to play for a championship, to get to Omaha, I mean, to survive even the SEC and to play well in it, host regionals. And look, every coach dreams of that last moment of winning a national championship. They're going to do it. It's going to happen. And look, but you got to put yourself in position, which is what they do, and which is a credit to how unreal of a coach Dave Van Horn is and his staff. And look, he's had a lot of assistants go off and become head coaches as well, but he has been a mainstay for 24 years. He has driven his program to tremendous amount of success.
And you talk about, with that success, the expectations. He had spoke to us, he said, across the course of the year, you have to be good, but you have to have a break or two, and they've gotten close. They haven't sealed the deal, but they are just one of 2 programs, Southern Miss being the other, to win 40 or more games across the last 8 full seasons. 50 wins last year, which they go 50-15, their 12th College World Series. They win their Super Regional against SEC foe Tennessee, and then it was that epic game against LSU. They played 5 times against LSU last year, and when you talk about breaks or matchups, just those little pieces that can build a season. How about that for Gackle? Goes out 1-2-3, Smithwick, Scholl, Wentworth sits him down. His team leads 2-0, bottom of.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
The biggest weekend in rodeo is coming to Arlington, Texas. The American Rodeo Championship Weekend returns May 22nd and 23rd at Globe Life Field, with special live performances from 2-time Grammy-nominated Midland on Friday and and country superstar Chris Young on Saturday. This is rodeo at its finest, and the only place to experience it is Globe Life Field. Don't wait. Tickets are on sale now at AmericanRodeo.com.
Winter, the only season you can't see a go-ahead home run. Can't witness a filthy strikeout.
Holy moly!
Can't even experience a walk-off.
That ball is history!
And you're reminded there really are only two seasons, winter and baseball.
How about that?
So how do you win your winter? You get ready for baseball. Single game tickets now on sale, all for Texas.
Oklahoma State last season, 30-25. They go 15-12, finish 7th in the Big 12 tournament. But they hit 98 home runs. They make their way to the regional final, and they snuck up on teams last year. They knocked Georgia out before losing to Duke, and this is a team that Coach Holliday feels, hey, watch us early because you're going to see us late. We're really going to be good. He feels that this group can put the pieces together as the season progresses.
You read the record, 30-25. Not most people at Oklahoma State aren't going to get crazy excited about, you know, they've done that or whatever that might be. He might have done one of the best coaching jobs he's done last year. When you look at the injuries of the number of starters that went down last year at the beginning of the year, and they had to pull guys in that weren't prepared, you know, really probably ready to play. They had to come in and play. And then they were able to get a couple guys back late in the year. They stayed with it. And the reason I say that, why he did such a good job, I've seen teams, when you lose the heart of your team physically, the guys you're counting on, your locker room starts to melt a little bit because you start to lose a little bit of hope. They stood with it. And as you mentioned, got to the regional and knocked Georgia off. And so toughness came into play. And he talked about that, you know, during the interviews.
And that was on Georgia's field. Finished the season on a 10-2 streak. They returned 52% of their home run production from last season. Prior to last year, they had hosted regionals as Hudson Barrett rips back and sits down TJ Pompey. What'd you see on the pitch?
Yeah, this is classic pitching backwards. He got him early out front with changeups, finishes him off with a fastball up and away. He's probably looking for something soft, breaker changeup. Mixed it up really well with a 92-mile-an-hour four-seamer.
We'll bring up the freshman aforementioned starting at the shortstop position, Carson Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh, D1 baseball perfect game preseason SEC freshman of the year, the first freshman to get the starting shortstop position since 2007. Tim Smalling.
Using his fastball a little bit more now. He's starting to get a little more comfortable with it on both sides of the plate, not just sitting on the first base side of the plate, using both sides, and comes back with a changeup. This is the fun part now as a pitcher and a pitching coach calling pitches. Most of your hitters are going to crawl up on the plate. Right-handed hitters get closer to the plate, look out over the plate and away, trying to hit this ball, looking for something secondary, meaning changeup. More than likely, right-handed hitters over the breaker. But he was able to execute his fastball. The last hitter, let's see if he goes back to the change.
Ball on the ground to third, bobbled initially, recovered, and then throw made to get the out. Miller over at the hot corner on third. Put a little extra sauce on it, made it look
Get an extra look at it. A little two-hopper, bounced up, had the presence. You know what? Didn't panic. Had the presence, found it, picked it up. How about that throw? Right on the number.
9-hole hitter, Damian Ruiz. Redshirt junior from Livingston, Texas. what's the difference you're seeing? Is there something you can pick up for Barrett? Seems a little more rhythm.
Execution, rhythm, execution is going to help your rhythm because you're throwing strikes, you start to feel good. And so that accelerates, that puts you in a better frame of mind and, posture, everything. But I would tell you the execution part now. The strikes that we were told, the elite strike throwing and pitchability is starting to come out now.
0-2 pitch ahead once again.
He reached in that time on an 0-2. Picked up about 2 more miles an hour on the fastball way. He's been sitting around 90 to 92. This time he reached back and got 94. We'll see if he leaves that or goes to that changeup off that same line on the outer half of the plate. Let's see if he's coming in.
Gets him swinging. So Barrett, after giving up the home run to Hellfrick, settling into a rhythm. His team trailing 2-0 as we've completed 2 innings in the nightcap here at Globe Life. Shriners Children's, come on back for more action.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap. A crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Forrest Frank, the Jesus Generation Tour. Live in a 360 in the round experience. With special guests Tori Kelly, Corey Asbury, plus the Figs. On sale now at forrestfrank.com. Don't miss the Jesus Generation Tour with Forrest Frank.
Jesus is coming now.
Produced by TPR.
What a way to begin this season here at Globe Life. Shriners Children's great cause. See, the weekend total will be running across in this beautiful ballpark. And it was a great game right before us, Ty, which the teams went back and forth, traded solo shots, 4 solo home runs, 2 by each team. It was a 2-2 tied ball game between TCU, who was essentially playing in front of a home crowd, and Vanderbilt. Eventually, TCU broke through with 3 runs in the top of the 8th inning. They were able to hold on in spite of another home run in the bottom of the 9th to win their season opener 5-4.
There's a lot to that season opener. You put so much work into it, and you think, oh my God, we just get to opening day. And then you win or you lose, right? And you win, you're like, oh, you're so excited, and if you lose, you're like, oh, we got 55 more. We got, regular season. We'll figure this out. And you go back to the bus at the hotel, and as a coach, you start working your way through the next moment, getting ready for the next day, and it's the way baseball is. You get to enjoy it for about that long, and then it's time to, as a coach, and it's time to move on to the next one. Get ready when you're playing in these tournaments, because you're going to turn around and play somebody that's ranked the next day in these tournaments every time.
9-hole hitter in Alex Conover, junior from Tuttle, Oklahoma. Cowboys comfortable. They have begun their season here, back-to-back seasons. These teams played here last year on the 24th of February. Oklahoma State won that ball game 2-1. It went 14 innings. They played here in 2023 as well. That was an 18-1 victory for Arkansas in 7 innings. A lot of respect from both of these coaches to begin the season against one another. That's what this tournament does. That's what these early matchups make for great television.
They ended that 14-inning game that night on a squeeze play. That's how they ended up winning that game. They went back and forth. They played like 5 innings in like 15 minutes, it seemed like, because the pitching was so good that night.
Looking pretty good tonight thus far. A little bit of contact. Looking. Hellfrick, mentioned, regarded as one of the best catchers in the country, trying to work around the batter Thompson to keep an eye on Conover. The fans didn't like it. What'd you see?
Well, what they didn't like, he did get back. He cheated off the base when the ball got away from Hellfrick, but the batter was in between him and the baseball, so the fans were upset that the hitter didn't. He doesn't have to move. That's his box, and he can stand right there. That's his property at that moment. I think they were getting on the hitter for not getting out of the way so he could get up there and get the ball in time to make an accurate, quicker thrower to first.
Both teams 2 hits on the board. Oklahoma State began it. Thompson, Viola back-to-back as Hellfrick wants to chat with Gackle. What do you think the combo is here?
I think that they're discussing whether they want a certain pitch or not, and maybe Gackle wanted to do something different than what was called. Some coaches have different philosophies about that. You're in charge of that pitch as a pitcher. So if you don't like what it is, you shake and go to another pitch. And so there may have been trying to just decide something. Maybe the coach saw something, or maybe Gackle felt something, or maybe they thought he was going to run. So there's a lot of different things that are going in, probably, to that conversation.
What's the pitch here at 1-2?
I mean, he's gone 3 different ways in 1-2 counts so far. He's been able to use his slider some to the right-handed hitters. He's been able to elevate fastballs, which, this thing's got, some fuel behind it when it gets elevated. And those hitters, it's hard for them to lay off when it's up above the zone.
There's a right center single for Thompson. So he takes to make the count 2-2.
Talking about what he likes to do too, what he's also done with 2 of the hitters, he's been able to use his 2-seamer to the left-handed hitters with 2 strikes running it away from him. The ball's got that much movement to it. The spin rate on it has got to be incredible to make it go down like it does, like that. There it is. And it's hard to get as a hitter. It's a sinker is what they're calling it. It's a 2-seamer. It's hard to get to it because it's coming at 89 to 91, 92 miles an hour. And it probably, from the time it leaves his hand, it probably drops 1.5 feet, whatever the depth of it is. It's hard to get to the middle of that with your bat.
Woo! Close there. Thompson lays off. Gackle sits him down for the strikeout. 4th of the evening.
Just might have clipped the top of the strike zone right at the chest area. Obviously, Thompson thinking it was up out of the zone, maybe up and away from him, but plate umpire calling it strike 3.
It was a good at bat.
And people can't see where you and I are sitting. We're sitting way up, right where the TV booths are, and you can still hear his fastball touching the net. I mean, it is explosive and loud.
Miola awaits. Singled to right center as well. His first at bat. 2024 honorable mention, all Big 12er. Played in just 13 games last season, though. Shoulder surgery. His pops Tony played goalie for the U.S. men's national team in the 90, 94, 2002 World Cups. Also a season of college baseball at Virginia. Runners going. Throw from Hellfrick is in time. He gets the potential base stealer in Conover. There is preseason accoladed Buster Posey, catcher, showing off the defensive arm.
Showing off the arm, foot skills, arm strength, and on top of it, accuracy. That ball's right there. And I got to be honest with you, I thought Conover had a pretty decent jump getting out of there, but it was a fastball. I mean, he is showing off his arm from behind the plate.
He is the difference on the scoreboard thus far, and defense catching the runner to make it 2 down. It's a 3-1 count. Gackel ready.
I think they hoped by running him. He tried to go. He tried to get out of there 3 pitches before, and they did a good job of holding him, and he didn't get a good jump. I think they were guessing they were going to try to catch Gackel throwing a slider. And he guessed wrong. It was that right there, a fastball.
Another strikeout for Gackel, looking every bit the part. One of the best pitchers in the country, that number 5 to end the top of the 3rd inning. 7th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks leading 2-0.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amagi business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amagi business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Every at-bat.
That one is gone!
Every pitch.
Got him swinging!
Every angle.
He will score, and the Rangers are in front!
From pregame to postgame. From the truck to the booth.
I hope you're fired up at home, sitting on the couch, watching your favorite baseball team.
It all starts here. Rangers Sports Network. Official home of Rangers baseball.
The Rangers Foundation is really proud to support our community where they need us and when they need us. Crowds are bigger each year, and we're able to bring our donors in, and with the silent and live auction, we've raised almost $9 million to give back to our community.
Every year I come and support our organization. That's what we do best, helping the community.
College baseball opening day here in Arlington, Texas at Globe Life Field. Arkansas leading 2-0 over Oklahoma State, joined by Cowboys head coach Josh Holliday. Coach, on the mound, Gackel, what are you seeing? What are you telling your team hitting-wise?
Well, he's got a great arm, and we obviously came out, on the fastball, which you have to do when a guy's got a good one. And we hit a few balls hard, got a few guys in position early, and then he made some nice pitches with his changeup and his slider. And then, as you've seen, he's mixing in the curveball now. So he's a talented kid. He's got a lot of life on the ball, deep arsenal of pitches, and he can go up and down with them. So we just have to keep fighting him. We got to try to wear him down. And when we get guys on base, find a gap and start chipping away a little bit.
Coach, you talked in the meetings before the tournament about you didn't think many people would know as much about your team going into this year based on you had so many injuries last year. Tell us a little bit about what that really means, because you got a lot of those guys back that were hurt last year now playing together again finally coming out of last year.
Yeah, I think the guys on our team that people remember, obviously Brugge's had a lot of baseball in this uniform. Brock Thompson last year was a true freshman broker in, but Ortiz and Miola on the left side were our starting shortstop and third baseman, both went down and played without him, so it's nice to have those guys back. And then we got some good newcomers. Wentworth in right field's a talented kid. Smithwick behind the plate right there is a talented player. And we got a bunch of freshmen that we think are really going to help us. So it's it's a nice blend of some guys that have played in this uniform and played some high-level baseball, and then a really nice blend of guys that are new to the program and new to this experience. So I think the biggest thing for us is how quickly we can gel and find our identity and the confidence that goes into playing high-level baseball. This is certainly the best place in the world to start that process, right? And walk out here on opening night in an environment like this. I mean, it doesn't get any better. So this grows you, challenges you, see what you're made of, and we're playing a heck of a good Arkansas team tonight. So this is the first step in building something special.
Last one for you. Talk about one of those new guys, Barrett, the guy who gets the ball here to open the season. What are you seeing thus far from Hudson?
He's exactly what we thought he was. He's an outstanding competitor. You see he's settling in a little bit here. Got to tip your cap to him. Hellfrick hit a first pitch changeup home run in the upper deck. I mean, how many guys do that the first pitch they see of the season? So in some ways, that's a heck of a baseball play across the field. But they're a scrappy lineup. They've got some real talent. They've got some juice, and he's handling them. He's competing awfully well, mixing his pitches. So he's a good one. We knew that coming in, and really how he's responded since the first couple of batters in the first innings has kind of told you a lot about who he is.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Best of luck tonight, all season long.
Okay, thanks so much.
Josh Holliday, synonymous with the program, 14th season. Energy really good. You can feel for them heading into this season. Loved your question to him. So much adversity, and we were talking pregame about culture. So many programs, businesses, everybody talks about culture, but it's hard to build culture. It's hard to build culture fast, especially in this day and age with new names, new faces.
Yeah, but look, he ever since he was a little tight, he was around baseball. I mean,
Oklahoma State baseball.
Oklahoma State
he
baseball.
is culture there.
Yeah, I mean, you just said it. I mean, that's a culture in itself. And his dad and his longtime assistant and head coach, an incredible baseball guy. And his brothers, obviously his accolades, and his kids, and then Josh, and they're just around it. And it's conversation piece. A lot of people are talking about what movie they're going to see, and they're sitting there talking about swings and what does that look like, and how to do different things in baseball. And so it's a great story. The family is a tremendous story, I think, in the tradition of college baseball. Oklahoma State's always been a part of that. Particularly, in the 80s when they started going to Omaha. I know we competed against them nonstop when I was at the University of Texas as a player. And it just continues, right? I mean, and they've just, and the Holiday family has been in a uniform there for, I don't know, I'm not sure how many years. A lot. Let's just go with a lot.
Yeah, you'd like to add those hours up. And how about how gracious he was to do an interview with us while Hellfrick is in the box going up against Barrett. This the difference in the game. The home run he had on that first pitch swing to go to left center. But when you talk about the Holiday family, Matt, the 7-time All-Star, memorable moments with the Rockies.
And you start adding up those years, basically from 78 to 2003, and then back now at 13 more minutes.
Hellfrick hits it again high into the Globe Life sky. He's had two, one that ricocheted up near us. And Ty, you'd mentioned earlier how high up we are, but to get under that ball, knocked it off one of the beams. That one had enough juice, but not enough direction. I would think if you add it up, that's maybe a half a century of Holiday.
It's a lot.
Oklahoma
it's
State.
A lot. There's no name more synonymous last name with Oklahoma State baseball than Holidays. And
2-2 hard hit. This out to center. Make it a double. 2 home runs on the night. Hellfrick leaves the yard again. Two at-bats, 2 home runs.
It's like he's playing pepper around the baseball field. He starts in left field and he hits one in the and double deck into left field. Then he gets absolutely every ounce of this behind it, looking to hit a ball back up the middle, stays on it, and he knew it too. He just knew how far it was out to center field. You could see the excitement. He goes homer, throw a guy out at second. I'm going to hit another homer.
The bat of Hellfrick, the difference in this ball game. The 2-run shot, first pitch, first at bat of the season. Great battle. And that at bat against Barrett.
And there's something about that dirt at home plate today. That's 5 home runs now between the catchers, between
Good day to be a catcher.
I don't know. I may run back there and grab some of that dirt and stick it in my back pocket.
Bad day to be a pitcher if the catcher's coming to the plate. It's fouled off by Kozel. Seven consecutive it had been for Barrett, retired prior to that. And difference in this ball game right now is just Hellfrick at the plate is a ground ball out.
And I don't know how many home runs we've already seen in this tournament so far, but it's been quite a few, and a lot of the scoring has been generated out of the power of the dugouts and the hitters so far today, starting this morning in the 11 o'clock game. I'll tell you what, he got every bit of that one.
Well, Brendan Brock had a grand slam for Oklahoma. The Sooners hit 3 home runs in their 10-3 victory. There were 5 in the afternoon game. We've seen 2 thus far. These guys sure look comfortable. Maybe it's like Coach Van Horn talked about, it's beautiful weather.
It's beautiful weather, but you know what's interesting? Usually this time of year that the pitching's ahead, but what they did get this year, and I know a lot of teams in the northern schools maybe didn't get to have as many, and that's something we'll talk more about as the weekend goes on too, about, you know, a lot of coaches are wanting to push the season back, but the hitters got 8 more days, I think, of practice this year. That the NCAA opened the gate a little bit more for the number of team practices, so maybe that's got something to do with it.
You've been around the game so long. We take that time when we prepare for these, and it's always great to get a State of the Union, not just for the program, but for college baseball, college sports. It was something that you made the emphasis to ask all of the coaches that we spoke to, and get a feel for where they're at. As Hudson Barrett responds, gets back-to-back outs, but Ryder Hellfrick, once again, one of the best hitters, one of the best catchers in the NCAA. A solo shot deep to center field, pacing his team to a 3-0 advantage here in Arlington. Come on back.
Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata Deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
Welcome back to Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Field, and we have a special guest in the booth, Sean Decker, president of Rev. Thank you so much for joining us, but thank you so much for hosting us. All of this great cause, great baseball, everything looking great so far here on day one.
Thank you. It's no doubt my favorite time of the year. I always start hearing from Ty as the week gets going, start talking games, making sure we got everybody's tickets squared away. This is literally, my son is with me tonight. He was on my bed at 6:30 this morning about like, Dad, it's opening day. It's a big deal for us.
We were talking about that for Ty. It's like Christmas for us to kick off the season, but the players look comfortable here. What goes into putting this whole thing together, and then how does it feel for the opening day to see it all come together?
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, it starts, years in advance. As you guys know, the college baseball schedule is insane, right? So we, the team led by Jared Schramm and his team, Anthony Barkowski and Mitch, they work really hard with the coaches and the athletic directors to make sure we can fill great competitive teams all the time, how we can get 20,000 people here on a Friday night to start the year and what that looks like. And then really most important is how we work with Shriners and all the amazing things that they do and how we create an experience for the student athletes that's special.
Did I see correctly earlier? So we see up on the board that there's a tracker for money donated, but then it's also broken down by fan base.
Yes. Genius, right?
Yes.
Let's see if we can get a few.
That is a nice
pressure.
touch.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, we've seen that at other tournaments that they're tracking other things, but here we're doing it for a good cause.
Amen. 100%. And listen, I think it was genius when they did that to push the fan bases to get going. Shriners has been an unbelievable partner. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see what they did with the Miracle League game yesterday on the field and the TCU team. It just really adds another element. We started this tournament before without Shriners, and the value they've added in creating an experience has been second to none.
Tell us about that, how this has evolved and how proud you are from where it began to where it's at.
Well, yeah, listen, in our DNA, we love college baseball. We always have. I love sitting around. I've always loved the game. We love the continuation. And frankly, we can't play Major League Baseball in the stadium this time of year. There's nothing better we could do than college baseball. And what started as an idea with a few coaches back in 2019 to start in 2021 is now a tournament that's booked through 2030 and 5 tournaments across the country this year and growing. So it's a great event. We look forward to it in a really meaningful way every year.
Yeah, look, this is not a question, all right? This is a statement. And so then don't start, your forehead starts sweating. But it's a statement about this. Look, you knew I coached for years, and I talk to the coaches all the time. And we've all agree and talk about just how accommodating you guys are. And look, it is special. You brought it up and you said it in your statement about trying to make it something special for the student athletes, making it something special for the coaches, the fans, and you guys, you got it right. I mean, look, there's a lot of different things, ways to say it, but you got it right. Now, I know there's a lot of work involved in that. I know how hard you work at it. Jared works at all your staff but you guys have taken something and made and blown this up. Now, I'm a fan of it because it makes college baseball better. And I get it. I couldn't. Waking up this morning, I was like, I know it's going to be packed out there with tonight and what it was going to be like. But kudos to you guys. It's unbelievable, and I appreciate what you guys are doing for college baseball.
Thank you. It's a big deal. The tournament going on in Surprise, Arizona is a big win for us today. The idea that, listen, it starts with relationships. It starts with, these guys, the game has evolved a ton, as we all know. And I think a lot of times it used to be when you came to a Major League stadium, and heck, I was guilty of it at the old stadium, where we would tell the kids where they could stand, how they could warm up, whatever. And we've got a ton of future Major Leaguers on these fields. Most of these guys know a hell of a lot more about the game than I do, and we got to treat them that way. And I think it goes beyond that. We try to make it like what football players are used to in a bowl game. So when they get here, all the gifts and the things that they get with it, all of those things we think adds value and makes them know that they're not here for us, we're here for them, and it's a different conversation.
And if I was a Major League scout and I knew I could come sit in 72 degrees sunny days for 3 straight weekends and see this kind of talent, count me in.
100%.
Ortiz under there. Gackle is working. He strikes out 2, gets a 3rd. Sean, thank you so much for hosting us. We look forward to a great weekend, great baseball. We're going to be back here all month because there's other things happening here as well. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Today we're here at Texas Tech to introduce one of our patients, Kendall, student here at Texas Tech, to the Red Raider baseball team.
You must be Kendall.
Yes, sir, that's me.
Tim Tadlock.
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you.
You bet.
I was 10 years old. I was temporarily paralyzed from the waist down with a lower lumbar spinal cord infection called transverse myelitis.
It was very clear that Shriners were just very determined to figure out everything that was going on with her and get her back to where she could be independent again.
On behalf of our program and our university, I'd like to give you a little uniform with a number 1 on it. So.
Over 100 years, we've had over 1.6 million kids come through our hospitals, and our hospitals have changed their lives, no matter the family's ability to pay.
The Shriners have been around college baseball now for basically a decade, and they're out there to help people.
We're just very honored to share the platform with Shriners. It's awesome to get to partner with someone like that and get to represent them in the game we love to play.
Maybe yours.
Welcome back, Globe Life Field. Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington. It is Friday night. It is opening day. Bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 3-0 ball game. We were talking with Sean, who helps put on this whole tournament, and we missed Gackle dealing. We've seen Barrett out on the mound as well. We got a good pitchers matchup if you just take away those 2 swings from Brett or Hellfrick.
Well, you can't. Because let me tell you what, they were big-time swings. I mean, my goodness. How about your first offering of trying to go represent, be Buster Posey winner of the year in college baseball, and you hit a homer, you throw a guy out, and then you decide, you know what, I'm just going to go right back up the middle with another homer.
7 strikeouts for Gackle, had 2 his last time out. For Barrett, 6 strikeouts, a walk. He's given up a double, and then the 2 home runs across the 13 batters faced prior to starting this inning against Aloy. He's ahead. Barrett in the count, 0-2. Rope to second, but easy work. Just 1 step. All right, put on your coach's hat. What's the conversation with Barrett as he continues to go against this Arkansas lineup?
I mean, it's 2 big hits. I mean, look at it, and the changeup was at both in the middle of the plate, but you got to keep battling. You got to stay in there. You don't know. It's college baseball. We can return the favor. There's a lot of different things, and he's been around long enough. I mean, he's got enough innings under his belt. He's out there to compete, and this time of year, you want to try to get these guys, your starters particularly, if they're successful, even non-successful, you're trying to build their pitch count up, moving forward into the season as well.
Look at the synergy. I was just going to hit you with 60 pitches. This one to second, good play. Thompson, long throw.
Welcome to college baseball defense, right? The hitter before, line drive back up the middle. Where was the second baseman? Out of his normal position, all the way back up towards second base. This time, left-handed, where was his shortstop? Back up the middle, makes a one-hop play, spin around, throws him out at first base. Look at the positioning. This is what the scouting reports are. Watching enough of it, preparing for success with your defense.
Finish the pitch count conversation. What should we be looking at? What are coaches focusing on for guys at this point in the season?
Some are different than others, depending on weather. You can say your pitch count's built up, but if you're throwing it inside, it's not as competitive as you're out on the mound facing your teammates in an inter-squad game. That's more energy involved, so your pitch count really that's a true pitch count as opposed to maybe throwing inside, and it's, not the same competition, holding runners and different things like that. So this time of year, these guys will they can get up to 80, 85 pitches.
TJ Pompey struck out his first time up. That not the case. Left center, 2-out single.
Another look at this swing. Pompey now a transfer player and a good player in his own right, was a shortstop. We get another look at this. ball away from him. Ball might have been off the edge of the plate away, and he's able to cover that up with his barrel and loop it out into left field.
Brumbaugh grounded. Out to third his first time up. Mentioned preseason SEC Freshman of the Year. Go back to the word you used, expectations. A lot of expectations. There's a reason that coach really likes his competitiveness. His high school coach spoke to that. One of the most competitive players he's ever coached. The runner going in Pompey. Runner was off. The runner is out. Out number 3 of the inning.
Yeah, this is a great job. Now, they're going to review this, I'm pretty sure. Did you see the runner, the defender stopping? He does a tremendous job of holding the tag, catching it, holding the tag on him, knowing that those runners sometimes when they slide hard, they're going to go past the bag. There was a slight, it looked like a slight separation of him coming off the bag, but was the tag still applied? Did we get another look? Watch me, his hand comes up. I don't know that it came off far enough. I got to be honest with you. As we get another look, our camera guy's doing an unreal job, and the production team, I don't think it came off. I think the fingernails. Now, you got to remember, he's called out on the play. So they're going to have conclusive evidence. I feel like I'm I don't know what, a sheriff, or I don't know.
Oh, I do so many sports, I'm so tired of saying it.
But
conclusive video evidence to overturn. The call on the field is that the runner Pompey was out on the tag from Thompson, the second baseman, that he came off the bag. Thompson was pleading his case. They're seeing it in-house now. You see the looks that we see. The umpires taking their looks as well to determine where we have our third out of the inning, and a runner caught stealing with the throw from Campbell Smithwick, the catcher for Oklahoma State, or will he be safe over at sixth?
This is an interesting, the view you see, right, the view you're going to see right here is going to tell you he is safe, right? It's going to show you that his hand is on there. We had a view from behind that showed that the fingers may have come up. Right there, he said, see how the fingers come up just a little. So did he have the tag in place, which now these defenders are taught so well to hold their tag down there on them? There was a view that we got from behind that showed that did the fingers elevate coming off the bag? And again, now they've called him out. So
what's your call? Is he safe or out?
I don't know.
What do you think?
They're probably getting another look.
This look
view
you were
right
talking
here.
about.
Now watch this right here. Watch his fingertips. Is there any separation? As it keeps going, you'll start to see right there. Is that separating off the bag or not? Because it goes to the bottom of the bag.
I think to your point, what Oklahoma State may benefit from is the call being made on the field as out.
Right.
And maybe not enough to overturn it. Did the helmet break? His helmet broke. You see the ear flap snapped off.
It just, you can't, for me, you can't really tell as much if it's that's top view. Because his fingers end up at the bottom of the bag, right? So that you know they either went down the bag while they're still touching them or went off the bag to get to the bottom of the bag. I don't think this is going to be a short one, though. I can tell you that. Camera crew doing an unreal job, too, giving us several different angles and looks. I know they're doing the same for the umpires. And trying to help them get the call right, which is different about college baseball, which I love. It used to be they would tell you, well, we're just trying to get a four-man crew, right? All we're trying to do is get the call right. We'll get it right. We'll get it right. Well, one didn't want to show up, another one, all that kind of this and that and the other. Now it's right there. You get at least the best chance you're going to have to get this call right is that it's on TV, it's slow motion, and you get to replay it slowly as much as you can. because both coaches want you to get it right. It may go against one of them, but they want to get it right, and we're about to find out.
We are. Call is in. You were right, Ty, and that they were going to take their time. And the Arkansas faithful unhappy. Pompey is sent back to the dugout. Coach Van Horn voicing his displeasure as well. So goes down. Scott Stealing with the throw from Smithwick to get Pompey to end the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 contest. Come on back. Great action here at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Shriners Children's College Showdown here on Flow.
Today we're here at the University of Arkansas. Autumn, who we're so excited to have with us, going to meet my team for the first time, and they're going to get to meet her. Hi, Autumn. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Nice to meet you.
Autumn is a patient at Shriners Children's where she received treatment for scoliosis.
Whenever I did cheer, my back was always hurting. We mentioned it to the doctors. I started at a 22 degree. Mine was like straight at the top and then like curved and also bent out to a 33 degree. Shriners really helped me with it. They made a brace to fit me. It pushes my spine to go straight. I was braced for about 2.5 years. I would go back every 3 months.
Prosthetics can cost anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars. That weight is lifted. They do it all regardless of the family's ability to pay.
It's really cool to have someone like Autumn come in and tell her story about Shriners and everything that she's been through. I can't believe that there's a place that you could go to as a family and just to know that they're getting taken care of in every single way.
How's this day been? Is this your first time doing TV?
Yes, sir. It's been amazing.
Hey, tell us about the whole experience so far for you. You got to meet the team, you got to spend some time with Coach Van Horn and all the players. Tell us about that experience.
I got to meet all of them, and I got to tour their facility in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and it's been a great opportunity being able to meet all these other teams and all these other players. And
so Arkansas specifically, and Razorback fans, brings so much pride to any sport. What is your favorite tradition? What's your favorite part about being an Arkansas fan? What's your favorite thing to do every game?
Definitely being able to like watch the baseball game like in person and not on TV, and just seeing like getting the full experience.
Are you a big-time baseball fan?
I definitely like it more than any other sport.
I like the sound of that.
That throw from Hellfrick clears and deep past the first base. So to begin the inning, Oklahoma State will have runner on after Gackle had been cruising. This is the way baseball can go, and this is the way broadcasting can go. We got a lot that we manage up here. What else do you guys get to do across this experience and everything that you do with Shriners?
We also get to throw the first pitch on one of the games, and we get to be on the field and meet everybody.
How's your arm?
I'm not sure. We'll see Sunday.
Okay. Have you been practicing?
No, but I definitely need to.
All you got to do is walk in front of their dugout and say, hey, I need somebody to practice with me. Let me get this thing going.
When you look at the game from up here, does it look a little different? Does it look easier, faster, slower?
It looks a little faster, but you can definitely see everybody, including the crowd.
Garrett Scholl is the batter at the plate, 7-hole hitter. So after Smithwick, who got the last out, catching the runner on the drop third strike, reaches via the throwing error by the catcher Hellfrick.
Well, that was going to be an incredible athletic play by Hellfrick because the ball was away from him, and he had to go away from first base, which is where he was trying to throw it, and he had an off-balance throw, and he elevated it, and really truly second baseman and right fielder did a great job of backing it up, but it hit one of those little posts where the netting is and ricocheted back towards the infield, allowing the runner to get to second base.
So went down as the second strikeout in this one. Hard hit by Scholl out to right, ranging to the track, and that one gone. Oklahoma State on the board. Scholl leaves the yard. Yet another home run here on opening day.
Well, you said it, another home run. A slider in. Garrett Scholl doesn't miss it, obviously, hitting it out to right field. A ball coming down in. We talked earlier, remember, about sliders to left-handed hitters, right-handed sliders. If it goes down and in, that's a nitro zone for those left-handed hitters. Scholl does a great job of driving it out to right field.
See how good he breaks it down? Trying to tell us everything that happened. Has now made it a one-run ball game, the third hit of the ball game, and what a difference when you go back to that air to put the man on. And now the Cowboys have cracked the scoring column and have made this a contest.
You know, just like that, that's how college baseball is. You know, a couple pitches, an error, a base hit, or homer, whichever it might take. But it doesn't take long in college baseball, particularly when you got two really elite teams.
This one laced back up the middle past Gackel. Wentworth will be on. Autumn, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us. You can watch Gackel on the mound for the rest to try to study, and best of luck with that first pitch on Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Autumn, thanks for joining us. Good luck on that first pitch, right? Get those guys down there and help you practice a little bit.
Thank you.
So things have changed here quickly for Gackel and for Arkansas in the tenor of this ball game. As you mentioned, Ty, this is college baseball. It can quickly pivot.
It sure can.
So the single for Wentworth. Gackel was cruising. There's 13 consecutive batters retired prior to those leadoff singles for Thompson and Miola to begin the ball game. And now here in the bottom portion of the order, Smithwick reached via the air, Scholl with the two-run shot, Wentworth with a single. Now Conover.
It's kind of been feast and famine, strikeouts and homers. I mean, strikeouts along the way, then
it's either buffet or stars.
Yeah, 3 homers. I mean,
Conover did walk. So I said 13 consecutive. That one snuck in there. But he, if you do remember, was thrown out at second. Go back to that play as well, the review, because you talk about momentum. Maybe gave a little bit of juice, a little bit of life.
So,
yeah. To Oklahoma State.
I mean, momentum exists in dugouts. It's not just in basketball or, you know, football. Like if a great play and all of a sudden you feel in football that, you know, the whole energy turned to one sidelines, and then in basketball, you know, you'll see these 14-point runs and different things like that. But baseball exists, momentum exists in the dugouts too.
Back-to-back. It's for the Cowboys as Gackel tries to regain that form. 70 pitches right now for the Arkansas ace. Gets another strikeout. That number 9 on the evening.
94-mile-an-hour fastball. A little extra giddy up. I'm sure there was a little bit of being unhappy after the homer. Elevates it enough to get a swing and miss. Let's see, a pitch and change, I think.
So with the top of the order coming up, Gabe Gackel, the at 75, his team leading by 1, top of the 5th inning, 1 out, 1 on. Introduce you to the new arm. When we come back, this one getting good. Stay with us.
I'm Zavi. I'm a patient ambassador for Shriners, and I'm at the OSU campus to meet the players and coaches and tell them a little bit more about my story and learn what it takes to be a college baseball player.
When I was pregnant, I went in and said, you're having a healthy boy, but we're like 90% sure he's missing his fibula. He was born with fibula hemimelia. It is the absence of his fibula. I found Shriners through the NICU where he was staying after I gave birth.
I've been going to them since I was 8 months old. I got my first prosthesis at 12 months old.
In the past 16 years, Zavi has probably had 500 appointments or more. They have built Zavi over 40 prosthetics.
So many times as coaches or college athletes or teams, we read about and hear about the limiting factors and the questions of why not. And this is one of those rare opportunities where someone shows you why you can.
I got to see him take some ground balls out there, and just knowing that he's not limited to anything because of price, just awesome that Shriners do that for kids like him.
I'm really excited to represent Oklahoma State at the Shriners Children's College Showdown.
OSU Cowboys!
So Gackel done for the evening, and it will give way to Cole Gibbler, the lefty sophomore, 6'2", 205 from Blue Springs, Missouri. This guy very well regarded. Coach Van Horn said he's been that guy. He's dominant out of the pen, could easily have this man in the starting rotation for Gibbler. They're very confident about their bullpen. He will come in to now what is a 1-run game. First, tell me about what to expect from Gibbler, then break down the night for Gackel.
Yeah, power from the left side. Fastball, breaker. He'll use a slider too with a change, but it is power, and it's got great angle to it. What I mean by that, his hand, you'll see the fastball go down at an angle, making it tough on the hitters. And it is. He talked about his stuff. And for a lot of fans, I get a first look at it this year. And it's a common theme is me using and you using the phrase 93, 94, 94, 95, 93, and the power arms in college and the lead arms, like you're going to see at both these places. But speaking of, the Arkansas side of it, it's 93, 94 with a power breaker. Now this is a left-left matchup at this point. Bringing him in to face a left-handed hitter.
Thompson, who struck out looking last time up, but singled his first time up. Gibbler, 20 appearances as a true freshman, 3-2 record, 3.99 ERA, 57 strikeouts across 29 1/3. Opponents hit 221. All right, you got to answer part 2 of my question. Night for Gackel.
I thought his stuff was good. His stuff was what everybody thinks it's going to be and what it is and what it's been. If those are the 3 descriptions of it, I think obviously he gave up a couple of hard hit balls in the first, settled in. I thought his fastball was better. As we see a ground ball, let's see if they're going to be able to turn the hard way.
They do get the first one, second one, ball goes off the Arkansas fence. Dugout, so down is the lead runner in Wentworth. Thompson will take a spot over at first.
But to finish it, I thought he was good. His pitch count is where it is. He puts a lot of effort into it, into his delivery. And so they were going to not allow him to stand out there a long time. And I thought, I was trying to finish, I thought the fastball was better than the slider. The slider was good, and an occasional change. I also thought the two-seamer, the sinker today and tonight was good as well.
2 down for Gibbler in the second batter. He's faced in Miola. Miola, that single and then a strikeout. Last at bat was in the third. Runner going in safely. Hellfrick pumped but did not go. Thompson into scoring position with 2 down.
Well, Thompson doing a good job of reading it. They knew there was a chance he might run. He read the move right, or the move to the plate. So it was uncontested because he did have such a good jump. That's a nice slider right there, too. Not a big breaker, not a big breaking ball, but it's 84, 85-mile-an-hour slider. It's got enough depth to it that it creates 2 different planes for those hitters to have to try to get to the middle of it. It's tough on them. I'm reading the board. It says that was an 82-mile-an-hour slider. That ball acted like a backup slider or a changeup even. Didn't have as much cross action to it.
2-2 pitch, 2 outs, runner on second, and Thompson. Miola awaits.
I think we've got an earpiece. We have a technology break.
How do you feel about that?
Look, I love the idea of having the technology to speed the game up and to communicate and to take away, stealing signs and stuff, but which I always thought was kind of the base part of baseball too. But I think it cleans the game up a little bit, speeds it up just a little bit, and then sometimes those guys will, they have a technology issue, but sometimes they're not satisfied with the pitch. They say it's technology, so they can go out there and not use one of their trips to the mound as well.
If I would have told you in your playing days that would be happening, would you believe me?
Yeah, no. I mean, look, no. You go back to the mid-'80s, and then, even as a coach, going through this game till up into 2019 as a coach, the game evolved, and you see that's a perfectly executed 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the outer half after a couple sliders.
So Gibbler gets the out, but the home run is the difference from that inning with Garrett Scholl, the 2-run shot to put the Cowboys on the board. 3-2 ball game, bottom of 5. Good one going on here in Arlington. Arkansas Razorbacks pick 7th in the preseason poll heading into the season opening day. Baseball America 10th, D1 Baseball was 7th, 5th by the Baseball Writers. This is the preseason honors in the SEC. But how about this? In the SEC, LSU picked by the coaches to win, 9 first-place votes. Texas, second. They got 1 first-place vote. Mississippi State got a couple 4 first-place votes. Arkansas got 2. The Arkansas Razorbacks, they'll begin SEC play on the 13th of March, hosting Mississippi State. But they don't have a regular season series against any of those 3 teams picked ahead of them, which, as football and the changes permeate across all these other sports, that was a little disappointing for me to look and think, well, geez, they don't get to play Texas, they don't get to play LSU. They played a great 3-game set, LSU, but this Arkansas team is well regarded. Obviously can be a major player both in their conference and on the national scene this season.
There's no question. I mean, obviously, as you're a fan, you would love to see those matchups, but they got plenty of other ones in the SEC.
Come on, Texas going to Fayetteville?
I know now.
Southwest Conference vibes,
yeah, I know.
man. Woo!
I know. It would be. It truly would be amazing. I mean, I had a chance to play there when it was the old stadium, and of course, Norm DeBryan's here tonight, the old head coach who just got inducted to the College Baseball Hall of Fame. He's here tonight watching his Razorbacks, and he coached Coach Van Horn too, but he was the head coach then when I was playing, and truly one of the most unbelievable men you've ever met in your life, by the way, as a person, not just a baseball coach, but as a person. And it was a tough place to go play. And that was at the old ballpark. And now that ballpark, that monstrosity that they've built.
Fly out to right. That ball, though, bobbled over at short by Ortiz. So safely is Ruiz with 1 down.
Yeah, that ball was hit pretty hard. It came up on him, wasn't able to come up with a play. We'll get another look at it. You can see it's a 2-hopper hit hard. Just wasn't quite able to come up and clean in his glove as it came up. But now you got a runner on first. But I was trying to finish it. Coach Van Horn, remember him talking about in the meetings that they were running out of space. They don't have enough suites.
You wanted to make it a point to tell this story because it's a great story. He told us that somebody came up to him, an Arkansas fan, this is a great time to tell this story, and said, I will write you $1 million check right now if I can get a box.
A suite.
And he said, I can't do it.
They don't have them. They don't. There's a waiting list. A waiting list. And he goes, I mean, that's a lot of zeros. But it tells you just how important baseball back, I think 2014 or 15 or something like that, and it was, packed on a Tuesday night. But I mean, they are just, their fan base is so in love and so passionate about their baseball program, and they don't have enough seats. Yeah, I said,
$1 million.
I said, what would you want to do to improve the stadium? We need more suites and more seats because everybody wants to come to the games. I mean, that's an unreal problem to have. Not a problem, that's unreal.
But I loved what he said. Correspondingly with that as well, when they first got there, he had asked for investment in the program. He said, hey, let's give this to the players. Let's get them a all-in-one facility where they can lift, where they can lounge, where they can be together, where you can build that team culture. As you await the pitch outside, and that's where they initially put in the money. They, being Arkansas and Coach Van Horn, really happy with what they have in terms of player development. He was telling a great story about how their players that have played in the program from the pros come back, work with their players prior to the season beginning. They got the whole thing up and running, and that's a good problem to have.
What he said is when they asked him if he wanted to improve and pour some resources. It's the old saying, you got to have this before you can have that. This meaning you got to have the players and you got to be able to develop them before you can have that. And that's the crowd, and that's the success that goes with it. It's one of the greatest business plans and business models and development models that there is. And he knew that. Let's build this for the players so they can develop, so that we can now later on have that. And that is unbelievable crowd and a fan base.
They are the winningest college baseball program since 2017, 383 wins, one of 2 programs, as I mentioned, with 40 or more games won. Coming off a 50-win season last year. nation-leading 4 Baseball America preseason All-Americans in Gackel, Hellfrick, Kozel. That's voted on by MLB scouting departments, so the people that follow the game, the people that are in the building tonight. Texas A&M 4 as well. You have Gackel and Hellfrick that are on the Baseball America preseason watch list for pitcher and player of the year. So on the dirt, over to second. Some good defense we've seen from Oklahoma State tonight. Thompson has been the center of a lot of it. Out number 2.
Yeah, that's a good play. Ball to his left. Not going to be a double play ball. He recognizes it. Knew that his only play was going to be at first base, and drops. Goes to the ground with his body to keep it in front of him.
At the plate, and now they're really going to let him hear it because you're going to walk the guy that has 2 home runs. All this guy has done this year, Ty, is hit home runs.
Oh, that's you see, booing or hollering and screaming. I loved it. I knew it was coming too. When they told him they were going to put him on, I was like, I can't wait to hear the crowd.
It's a 1-run ball game. Obviously, we all want to see him hit, but that's the play to make if you're Coach Holliday. Your starter, Hudson Barrett. If you look at his night, really the only blemishes have been in those battles against the player that is up for National Player of the Year. So over at first now is Hellfrick. Pushes Ruiz to second. Can Kozel capitalize and try to build on that lead? Walked in his first at bat. Grounded out to second last time up in the 3rd inning. Pitch count was at 76 prior to this at bat for Hudson Barrett. What's the pitch here?
Yeah, the question is, do you green light in a 3-0 count? And, what do you let him swing away? Or you got to think that Hudson's down towards the end of it for him, and this may be the last hitter with this left-left matchup. Everything so far has been away from him. They've tried to keep fastballs and breakers away from him, trying to get him to roll over the top of it, which he did his second at bat, hitting a ground ball to second. Let's see if that's going to be the end of his evening.
It does look as if.
Yeah, I think one of the coaches is on his way, and they are. They're going to make a move.
Hudson Barrett will end his night. Leave trio of runners on for the new arm. Who's coming in? We will tell you when we come back. Bases loaded. 1-run contest in the bottom of 5. New pitcher, big moment. Stormy Rhodes gets the ball for Oklahoma State with the bases loaded. The righty sophomore from Kerrville, Texas, coming off 14 relief appearances last season. Last being a scoreless inning in their regional game against Duke. That was the season ender, but pressure in that one, and now Ty right into the fire for Rhodes with the bases loaded and Micah New at the plate.
Yeah, you're talking about going right out of a inter-squad game a week ago, right into the heat of the battle, which is what you sign up for. This is exactly what this young man signed up to do, to be in games like this and moments like this, opening day. I'm sure his heart's pumping just a little bit, getting a little bit excited.
So if you go back, Ruiz, who stands on third, reached via the air. Then the intentional walk to Hellfrick, who's at second. And the walk to Kozel that ended the night for the starting pitcher, Hudson Barrett. So now Stormy Rhodes will pitch to Micah New, who was struck out both times at the plate. Last was looking in the third inning.
It's a good arm. It's 93, 95 mile an hour. You just saw a 95 mile an hour fastball right there, moving left to right with a little bit of movement to it. Slider going the opposite way, right to left.
Razorbacks 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position. New was feeling it, felt the energy. Good pitch, though, from Rhodes to respond.
Yeah, absolutely. A 2-0 count, looking for something middle, and he got it, but that shows you the action on Rhodes' fastball, that two-seamer at 94. He's going to be looking again right here. I mean, he's got to be looking fastball, middle of both breakers, sliders he's thrown, he's pulled into the dirt, hadn't been able to execute them. So if you're a hitter right here, you're juiced up, timed up, looking middle in, knowing that fastball is going to run back towards you just a little bit.
Micah New with the opportunity to crack this one open. All the runs have come courtesy of the big fly from Hellfrick. This ball is in play. Bobbled off the glove and short. 1 run is in. Unable to come up with the defense does Ortiz. Ruiz scores. 4-2 contest.
A couple things unfold here. You see Rhodes' action on his fastball. That's a 3-1 count. You're ahead in the count as a hitter. You're looking fastball. Still gets him to get over the top of it. Shows you the late action of it. Tough play because he hits it straight down into the dirt. When you hit a ball straight down into the dirt at home plate, it picks up enormous topspin. Watch it go straight down into it. Topspin. Now as a defender, as a shortstop, you saw him coming as hard as he could because he knew if he didn't get to short hop, that ball was going to eat him up, because it had so much topspin on it.
And I got your all-SEC DH who swings at the first pitch, and that will bring in more. One is across, and Hellfrick, the throw, won't get the second one. First pitch, 2 runs batted in for Aloy.
Arkansas crowd going crazy right now. Some of this inning coming off of a couple of defensive plays that they weren't able to make. But yeah, it's a smart piece of hit, right? You get in there, you sit in there, you know he's trying to go right back into the strike zone, doesn't want to fall behind, recognizes something in the middle, doesn't try to pull it and hit it out of the park, and hits the ball right back through the backside for a single to score 2 runs.
Team leader in runs batted in last year, Kahil Aloy notches 2 in the season opener to build the lead to 4. Another hard hit ball out to deep center. but to the track. 1 foot in the dirt for out number 3, but theatrics in the inning. Arkansas adds 3 more as it becomes a 1-run game. Both starting pitchers gone, but the 7th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks lead by 4. Four runs for Arkansas makes it a 6-2 ball game. We hit the top of the 6th inning. We got guests galore here on a Friday night. Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington. Pete, welcome to the booth. You guys have been talking stories. I'm just going to let you take it away, Ty.
Well, no, I mean,
question.
The stories are about him. I don't know if everybody knows. I mean, this is going back to '85, and you go back to the World Series and remember how many big leaguers came out of that '85 World Series between Texas and Mississippi State, y'all, and there's so many great players, and you being one of the best players in college baseball that year. And I mean, I was on the opposing team at the University of Texas, but we had so much respect for just how good you were and what kind of seasons you had while you were at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, try to make it about me, and it really wasn't. We had 3 guys in front of me that walked 100 times, and they were on base all the time, and Doug DeCenzo and Randy Whistler and Mike Day, and I was always coming to the plate with people on base and no place to put me, so I was always getting good pitches to hit. So I consider it like a team record. I mean, I drove in 148 runs that year. I mean, just it was ridiculous.
Is that a program record?
Yeah.
It still stands to this day.
It still stands to this day. Yeah, that one's more impressive to me. Driving in the runs and winning ball games than any home runs.
So like you said, because you had guys in front of you that did it.
Yeah.
When you watch the game today, now, what stands out to you as one of the biggest improvements, biggest changes? What do you like the most about?
Well, I just think the facilities that these guys play in, we would have given anything to play in a tournament like this, in a building like this, and obviously, this Arkansas crowd is unbelievable, and I mean, the energy on the field and the facilities, and just things are so much better in college baseball today than back when we were there, Ty. I mean, we had the old ballparks and old clubhouses and the bad lights, and you know what I mean? I mean, Omaha was Omaha, but it wasn't exactly beautiful like it is the place it is today. So I would say just the facilities are just so off the charts, and the tournaments and things like this have been great.
Going back, I call it the golden year of college baseball, right? I think the original of the ping of an aluminum bat on ESPN and the College World Series and what that start and where we are today, right? And so many things have changed. You just talked about the facilities. Yeah. I think TV has done so much for college baseball. You can watch every game of just about every team somehow, some way. But in the golden years, there was this uniqueness to it and this rivalry to it. Seemed like a lot of the same 8 to 10 teams every year were showing up in Omaha, and it was fun. I mean, it was old school, hard-nosed baseball. Gary Ward, you know, a lot of people, and I'm going to ask you about him in a second, because he was the hitting scientist. Right? We'd never seen anything like that. And tell me about your relationship with and the hitting that, you know, the type of hitting he did with you and did for you.
Great play in second there. Sorry to cut you off. Golzal was deep. The hole makes the throw for out number 2. Go ahead.
Yeah, Gary was just an amazing guy. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Gary had like 7 degrees. I mean, he was so intelligent, so smart. You know, he believed in but he believed in that old school, you know, you're going to grind every day. You're going to play the game the right way. You know, he made no bones about it. He was about winning. He didn't like losing. And, you know, his teaching of how to hit a baseball at the college level he was real successful with it. I mean, he tried to get guys to get in and behind the baseball, hit the ball the other way. He wanted you to take pitches, get deep into counts. You know, it wasn't about the home run. It was about, you know, manufacturing runs, getting people on base, and driving guys in. Like I said, I was just fortunate enough that I had 3 guys in front of me that, you know, scored 100 runs, walked 100 times, and like, you know, it was a kind of a no-brainer, you know, situation for me, because I'm always coming up and there's 2 guys on or 3 guys on, and, you know, I'm always getting good pitches to hit. So, you know, it was kind of Gary's creation that he was getting people on so I could drive them in, basically.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of people thought back then that, you know, y'all were thought of as an offensive team, and y'all scored so many runs. And to your point, a lot of it was a lot like what we did at Texas. We took a lot, but y'all did it in a different. Y'all were real patient. That was part of your offensive plan. And as you mentioned, it created base runners for you guys and for guys like you to drive them in.
Yeah, I think that's the difference in the game today. Is I think it was more of an offensive team game. You know what I mean? It was an offensive team game, and you know, you had a job and a role, and you followed that role. You know, my job was to change the momentum of games and drive in runs, and that was my job. And you know, the guys in front of me and the guys behind me were to get on base and, you know, try and put the defense on its heels and try and create some runs.
Well, guy doing his job, Cole Gibbler, he goes a 1-2-3 inning for Arkansas on the mound. Pete and Cavilla, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend.
All right, thanks for having me, man. Enjoyed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best to ever played a game. I can assure you of that.
Thank you.
All 3 weekends of college baseball here at Globe Life Field benefit Shriners Children's, with a portion of ticket sales going to a worthy cause that is dedicated to improving the lives of children around the world. To donate, scan the QR code on your screen right now or visit collegebaseballseries.com. There's the total. Man, we have had a busy booth up here tonight. Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington, opening day, Globe Life Field. We talked to Sean from Rev, puts this whole thing on. He told us about the donation tracker. We had Autumn, who joined us, a Razorback fan, benefactor, one of the many benefactors of this, but we are all the benefactors of watching some really good opening day baseball, as we had a 1-run game prior to the 3rd inning where Arkansas broke through with 3, both starting pitchers. Gone good. there's been a lot. Then we just had Pete up here where you guys were reminiscing on the game as well.
Yeah, I don't know that people really understand. Let me back to this. This right here is the same thing. This two-seamer is so powerful. Those hitters are getting over the top. And again, as I mentioned, it's straight down into the dirt, and it picks up momentum, and it makes it tough on those infielders to come up with the ball clean and make a strong throw. Now, to answer that question, Pete Incaviglia, I don't know if people know just, you heard him say it, 140, it was 40-something homers.
148 RBI?
And 40-something, 50-something homers. It was
That's
the most
absurd.
incredible year.
It's the pace that Hellfrick's on.
Yeah, yes, he is, matter of fact. But also, people don't know, we used to play 70 games a year.
Really?
By the time you got to Omaha and played deep in Omaha, you played almost 70 games. I think we were looking up the other night. I think one of my years we were, 64 and something, or some ridiculous number. And but we did. We played a lot. We had an opportunity to play a lot more games. But he had such an impact on college baseball in the golden years, and it brought TV viewers and fans to the ballpark.
Brumbaugh seeking his first collegiate hit. Chance to turn two. And they will do it. The Oklahoma State defense. Thompson has been to the test at second. A lot of balls finding him tonight. And after the high looper, able to double off Pompey.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Pompey was looking at. If he thought it was going to land on the ground or he was going to let it land, because it's right in front of him. Thompson does a good job coming up and catching it. He looked right at it. He just extended it too far. That's a good play by the first baseman, too, because that throw's coming right through the runner trying to get back to first base.
You'd mentioned earlier hitting's ahead of pitching. At this point, early in the season.
Normally not.
Vice versa.
Pitching, no, pitching's ahead of the hitting.
Pitching's
That's
ahead
what you
of
said. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but they've had 8 more days this year to prepare, and maybe that's had an effect. Who knows?
Tell me where you would expect, as a coach and these coaches, their defense to be at. Not just tonight, it's opening night, but across the course of the weekend. Is that the last piece of the puzzle?
It's a piece of it. I don't know if it's the last one, but it is definitely a piece of it. I think it's got to do with if you don't get outside enough and you get enough live ground balls, it's a good job of taking that slider and staying on it and hitting it back up the middle. But if you don't get enough live ground balls, you can take all the fungal ground balls you want, meaning your coaches are hitting them to you, they're nice and fluffy and easy, and it looks great. When you start getting top spin ground balls like they're hitting now because of the sink on his fastball, Rhodes' fastball, that's different. That is ground ball pressure on you as a defender, and you haven't seen many of them.
And both these coaches spoke to it in the part of the country, you think back 2 weeks ago, expected, and it didn't hit as hard as it was expected. Coach Van Horn told us 18 inches of ice and snow is what they were told, but that severely limited their ability to get work, to even move around in the city. Same in Stillwater. We'll have a conversation on the mound, and it looks like we will have a new pitcher as well, with Rhodes getting the tap. So after the single hard hit from Ruiz, new arm coming in for Oklahoma State. Tell you who it is. Pick it up when we come back to Globe Life. 6-2 ball game. Bottom of 6. Stormy Rhodes will sit down after being asked to deal with a very tough situation. This is now Drew Blake, lefty from Stillwater, Oklahoma. The senior will come in now a 4-run contest.
I know it's early, obviously, opening day. First time I've seen Rhodes out of the bullpen, and a good arm, good fastball. Thought he gave his team a chance. Came in, got some ground balls, which is what you're going to get off that 2-seamer with that much run in it. And I mean, but there've been hard hit ground balls as well. And in Arkansas, what I have also noticed in only 5 innings is their lineup doesn't have a whole lot of time off, meaning as they don't give you a lot of break from start to finish of their lineup.
Right now, 8 for 24, 333. Struck out 6 times, walked 3 times. They have 3 extra base hits. 3 for 9 with runners on. Souza had a great at-bat that you had made mention of, as did his coach, Van Horn, his first time up. Arkansas's first time at the plate. Since then, he has struck out, lined out to second.
His first at-bat was a pro at-bat. That's a major league at-bat. And he just sat in there, saw enough pitches, didn't try to do anything fancy, kept his approach, stroked the ball the other way, stayed on it long enough.
Razorbacks also 4 for 8 with 2 outs. I'm going to extrapolate what you said. I don't think hitting is going to be the problem for Arkansas this year.
They're athletic and physical.
Hard hit ball. The left field line. The fans are in opening day form as well. That one has some heat on it coming down. What was your favorite part as a player about opening day? What was your favorite part as a coach about opening day?
Similar. Just excited. You know, we used to call it, you know, different color jersey day, because you're used to inter-squatting. So I had a different color jersey finally came to town, or, you know, across the dugout as you see strike out. But being like everybody else, it's opening day, the excitement, all the work, all the time, all that to get ready to start your season, and that's today, opening day.
Let's close it out. Opening day, the nightcap, 4-run lead for Arkansas, bottom of 7. We come back. Arkansas fans, Arkansas team getting comfortable playing in Globe Life Field, 9-3 record. It's their 5th time playing in this event. Last year they beat TCU in Michigan. They will play TCU in tomorrow night's evening matchup. That's the one a lot of people have circled for these 3 days. Long weekend as well. They'll hang around. That's something we haven't mentioned yet for Coach Van Horn. It's the ability to sneak in another game while they are here. He talked about the beautiful weather, ballpark, but talked about the amount of games played, but a new wrinkle. Fans will travel up. They'll have the full support. Can make a long weekend of it to begin their season.
Well, you're here, and you heard him mention they've got such a presence in the DFW area. Fans, students, former students, like I said, making the alumni part. A lot of ex-players live in this area.
Top 7 inning. Set bottom of 7 when we were going to break. Smith-Witt, first out. Give me a little SEC breakdown. You know, now that your eye has trained more to the Southeastern Conference with Texas Longhorns in there. I mentioned LSU picked by the coaches to win the SEC. LSU, one of the preseason favorites to win the national championship. What do you think about the SEC, where Arkansas falls within the mix?
I think, let's start with what I think about the SEC. I don't know that I don't know that I know a gauntlet any more challenging than that. Meaning, for any team, and you brought it up, they're not even playing Texas this year. They're not even playing some of these other teams.
Have to play LSU, Texas, or Mississippi State.
And it's still a gauntlet for them. And, I mean, it's just one great program, one great weekend after another. I mean, every once in a while, in some of those conferences, if you're in a conference, you could pick out 1 or 2 or 3 weekends where you're like, we don't have to play our best, and we might still or probably will win.
They do play Mississippi State. Let me correct myself. They begin their SEC play, but it's the other 2 teams that they miss. Coaches have talked to us about that of, hey, with the facilities, with the influx, the investment, that you no longer have conferences that do that, especially in the Southeastern.
Yeah, I mean, it's just every weekend is great facilities, great fan base, great coaches, players, program, everything, all into one. Everybody, I'm so excited and really, I don't know the right way to say that. That's a look and swing right there. That ball's in the middle. You get a good look at his or swing. But I'm so excited that administrators decided that they were going to start pushing resources into college baseball. The facilities, the money that's involved with it, and travel and influence and all those things, because we are seeing college baseball at its finest right now. Just overall. I mean, the players, we're seeing older players in college baseball now. The draft's been shortened. You're seeing 21-year-old, 22-year-old hitters, which is part of why hitters are more ahead now than ever before, because there's older hitters here. Used to, from the 15th or 20th round to the 50th round of the draft, those 2 gentlemen you see on your screen right there would lose, juniors every year, 5-6 junior players in that round to the draft, and now they're not. They're staying in college baseball. And I think we're at the best that the sport has ever been. Well coached, well played, facilities, you name it. It's at its growth peak right now, and I think it's going to keep going. I personally do, but I mean, it's just, again, that's my take on the SEC. It's my take on college baseball, and that's not a rant. That's a truth of where we are now with this sport.
2-2 pitch. We're trying to get him to nibble. Coach Van Horn, he echoed your sentiment. So it is the best that he has ever seen the game in terms of the players. up and down the amount of talent. It's the most talented. Kids are really good. Talked about guys that 5-6 years ago even is trotting down to first is Wentworth out of the 8 hole, but he had specifically mentioned, he said, hey, you got these lefty hard throwers that 5-6 years ago would not even make it. There's no way that they would play college baseball, but now with NIL, with revenue share, that a lot of these guys are choosing, hey, we're going to stay in college. This the preseason breakdown: LSU, Texas, Mississippi State, Arkansas. So a testament, Arkansas is ranked 7th. You have 3 teams per the coaches in the SEC preseason poll, but
well, if they would have put that graphic up when you first asked me the question of what I think about the SEC, I wouldn't have gone on a 5-minute. We could have probably done a better job of covering the live play, but then just answered your question and what the gauntlet it is and what we were discussing and what we were talking about. Just how exciting and how much fun it is.
My only beef is I wish that we could see, if there was a way that we could see all the teams play each other more. Or, that you wouldn't have miss years. And granted, that's a lot of games, a lot of teams to try to sneak in, but there's so much talent. As a 1-2-3 inning for Gibbler, protecting his team's 6-2 4-run lead. Bottom of 7 when we come back. Opening day. Arkansas, they got big dreams this season. Can they notch a dub to begin the season? We will find out. Starting catcher, one of the best in the country, up for National Player of the Year. Ryder Hellfrick for the Arkansas Razorbacks. The other one, did it in the first to the tune of a 2-run shot, then to deep center in the 3rd for a solo.
Just showing off his power and his strength, his swing, his approach. I mean, he pulls the changeup, the first one, out to left field, gets in behind that one, drives it out to center field, and it just shows you the kind of power he's got and the athleticism in the box.
I mentioned up for the College Player of the Year. Outside of what we've seen, what else makes this guy so special?
I mean, he throws well. I mean, what doesn't he do? I mean, there's a lot that it takes to be able to play that position like he does. There's a lot to it to be able to, have power but have a good swing, and there's a lot of work, a lot of detailed work. But so far, I mean, it's hard to. I mean, we've seen 3 at-bats. The second one, they didn't even get to see a pitch, but I mean, realistically, he's only seen 5 pitches, I think, so far this year, and he's got 2 homers. But
ball's dropped, and it's going to be a tough play for his catching counterpart to try to range over and get Hellfrick, who will scurry down the first base line.
Well, and he's been on base every time. 2 homers, a walk, and now a strikeout with a wild pitch, and was able to hustle to first base and outrun the catcher, being able to get it, chase the slider down. Got that barrel moving, and it got so far away from the catcher, he couldn't catch up to it in order to get it to the first baseman in time. No, didn't see it in time either.
Hellfrick looking for a stolen base, and with the ball getting past Smithwick behind home was easy doing, but showcasing some wheels
too. Well, you asked what else can he do, and he just answered the question for you. But he went on first move. There was something that they knew or saw, whether it was video or whether it was, you know, something about his move. But as soon as he picked his foot up to go to make his delivery, Hellfrick was off to second base. He had a tremendous jump.
Kozel. It's walked, grounded out to second, then walked and scored in the 5th. We'd asked Coach Van Horn about captains. Always interesting to talk leadership. Said he didn't pick any this year, last year either. Last year they had waited a couple weeks, and then they said they'd pick them. And usually it's the votes that go to the guys that have been in the program, the upperclassmen, but sometimes, Coach had said, and he's been around the game a long time, a lot of success. Your leaders can come from your young guys, especially now with the amount of players that can come into the program via the portal. Hellfrick is one of the names that he'd thrown out potentially, but said he didn't want it to be a popularity contest and let it evolve, let the leadership grow as the season does.
A lot of different ways to be leaders. You can be vocal, you can just be everyday same guy, and that's leadership too. If you're the same dude every day showing up to work and, you know, excelling in your work, and there's just a lot of different ways.
If you can have your energy leader,
I mean, there's just
guys that keep the team lighthearted, your leader when you're on the road and season feels long.
There's always, you know, yard dogs, cage rats, you name it, guys like that that wanted to be around the field, loved being there, wanted to work, and just loved this game so much. That's what they woke up and they wanted to be a part of every day.
Full count, hard hit ball, right center, going back. Another home run on the day. Kozel delivers. 2-run shot. Make it 8-2.
He catches this ball right, obviously square in the middle of the barrel. Breaker that just sat in there. Got the barrel sped up. Watch this. Hangs right in the middle. Everybody in the ballpark knew as soon as they hit it, it was going to get out of here. The hitter, pitcher, fans, all the above. But did get after it with a pretty swing.
Right above the State Farm banner, a little bit of insurance to build the lead. 2 in the first, 1 in the bottom of the third, 3 in the 5th. I wasn't going to jinx it to Coach Van Horn, but you had postulated the question and brought up the fans at the hotel. And I just wanted to let him know, hey, we got to be back here for an 11 a.m. ball game tomorrow.
I know, right?
So win, lose, you know, whatever it is, can you tell your guys that we got to be back early? They don't play the 11 a.m. game. They will get the showcase game against TCU. Those two fan bases, the Cardinal against the Purple, will look great. It'll sound great tomorrow. Saturday, long weekend, 7 o'clock, Globe Life.
This place is going to be packed tomorrow night. And look, I'm not we're not working again, or I'm not working the game tomorrow night. We have the early game, as you just mentioned, but I'll promise you one thing: I'll be a fan tomorrow night, and I'll be sitting in somewhere watching this game. You know, not necessarily thinking about preparing for doing the next game or what. I'm talking about being a fan.
Just enjoy it.
You better believe it.
Like a new on the 2-2 count, watches it across the outside portion of the plate. Third strikeout on his card for the evening.
You get a good look at a backdoor slider. Doesn't have a whole lot of cross movement to it. Starts out on the outer half, stayed out there, but caught just enough to the plate. Those right-handed hitters, those sliders away from them, will think they'll give up on it because they think it's off the plate, and it's got just enough to come back and touch the edge of the plate.
Kahil Aloy, big hit last at bat for him. That probably the energy climax for Arkansas and their fans. They were loud. Across that sequence, it's been him, it's been Hellfrick. So when you look, if you're an opposing coach and you look up and down this Arkansas hitting lineup, how do you approach
it? With caution.
How do you do that?
With caution. And
how do you still throw strikes, be aggressive, but then, you know.
Well, certainly, you know, what they've done in the past and what they're doing tonight would tell you that it's, very physical. Everything we've heard is we see another base hit to the left side. They're just so physical and athletic. You know, this ball's off the plate, okay? And he's able to still reach out there and grab it with enough barrel, goes pull side with it, and to hit it hard enough to get it through the infield. And they just, they've got, we talked about at the beginning, they've got power, they've got, speed. They can beat you in a lot of different ways offensively. We've seen them steal bases. It's a good-looking offense. Certainly it has been tonight.
...104 years of varsity baseball, 2,486 wins, 4 SEC titles, 2 Southwest Conference, 36 NCAAs. They got 110 wins in the postseason, 10 College World Series, 20 and 24 record there. 2-time runner-up. It's a team uber talented, up and down the lineup. Got to look at Gackel, their opening day starter. There was a miscue on the starting lineup that we got that initially didn't have it. I thought, well, we got something big here? And they just didn't put it wrong. Coach Van Horn said that they really like their bullpen. One of those being Gibbler, who we've seen. So when you do your scout on this Arkansas team, as we are able to do in our position as announcers here on opening day, there's a lot to like.
Indeed there is.
On the other side for Oklahoma State, Coach Holliday has talked about where this team is at and getting those pieces back. He talked about the injury aspect of it, and there's just a couple little moments here. They responded with those 2 runs in the 5th, courtesy of the home run that made it a 1-run ball game. But I think in our conversations with all of these coaches, they love the idea of getting able to come into this ballpark and test himself against a team that you may see some months down the road in the NCAA tournament. That's the quality of the field here. 2-2 pitch. This ball in play. Shallow left and will bloop in. Conover can't get there, and neither could Ortiz, ranging from short. Put runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Gets just enough of this baseball. Robinette does, just to flare it out to left field. left fielder Conover playing deep enough. He wasn't able to get to it, and now Aloy's got to seem shuffling his feet. He's got to make sure it's down. He saw the distance the left fielder was going to have to come to try to catch that, and he kept shuffling down the line. But he couldn't just open up and take off running. I mean, he had to make sure it got down first.
Only one out, not two, as I had said, after the back-to-back singles for Aloy, Robinette, and now Pompey. Pompey puts a charge into it. But more height than distance. Runner does tag up. And safely, doesn't even need to hit the dirt. Aloy across, make it 9-2.
Well, Pompey does a good job of getting this ball just deep enough. Obviously, you described it as being high, and it was, but it was deep enough to get the runner in from third base. And Robinette does a great job of recognizing there wasn't a relay guy. When the throw came in from left field, he reads it, goes back to tag at first base, and now he's able to get to second base and get into scoring position.
Brumbaugh looking for that first collegiate hit. Have to wait to another at-bat. Couple more runs. 3 to the board to make it a 9-2 contest. 8th and 9th innings remain here on opening day. Globe Life Field, Shriners Children's. Come on back for the conclusion. Story of opening day here in Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Field. It has been the long ball, 13 home runs across our 3 games played.
That's a lot. I mean, that first day of college baseball, you wouldn't expect it, but it has been.
You know what that is? That's 13 memories, 13 souvenirs. Garrett Scholl do it for Oklahoma State. It's now the top of the 8th inning with the Cowboys trailing by 7. 9-hole hitter in Conover trying to turn it over and get something going in this opening day ball game. Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington, first of 3 days of coverage for you here. Talk the importance of the cause, the spectacular nature of the setting. How do you think they get the perfect temperature? Like, how much research goes into that? What's the engineering with knowing, hey, this is to just where it feels just cool enough, but you don't get hot?
Well, my pay grade. I can promise you that. There's a lot of space in this building for them to land it just where it is or how it is. Now, if you're Oklahoma State, you're looking up and you're going, okay, it's 9-2. We got 6 outs to try to get back in this game. And you know, you used to tell our players all the time, and coaches use this phrase often, that, you know, with an aluminum bat, you're never really out of a game, but you'll take them any way you can get them. You see a strike 3 call and on the outer half of the plate from Gibbler, who again continues to be really, really good tonight. But you're hunting base runners any way you can, walks, hits, base, you know, errors, whatever it takes. But so far, Gibbler's been stingy with it, and his stuff has been really good.
5th strikeout on the evening for Cole Gibbler is Thompson. It's opening day for me too. They've turned around to the top, so you know, I'll correct my card. I do it in pen. Coach Van Horn talked for Gibbler about this player being someone who has the stuff, the mentality, the ability to start ball games. But when you have a guy like that, it gives you a lot of confidence in your bullpen. One of the areas of his team that said that they are most confident in. Viola waits. 2-1 pitch. Weak lead to second. Easy work. Route number 2.
He gets this ball in on him. Like an off-speed pitch, too. It looked like a slider running into him, but he had just thrown a fastball off that same line, TD, and it was, you know, 94 right up underneath him, and he throws that slider, then repeating off that line, runs in on his hands. It's a soft liner to the second baseman.
Colin Ritchie at the first offering, just over the netting.
Well, if you Coach Van Horn, Coach Hobbs right now, you just, hey, fill it up with strikes. Get your best stuff. What you don't want to do is create walks, create tension. Just keep attacking the strike zone. And so far, he's responded to it.
Mentioned Coach Hobbs, Matt Hobbs, 2024 D1 Baseball Assistant Coach of the Year. A lot of continuity on the staff. Nate Thompson, assistant coach, has been there 9 years. 8 for Hobbs, 6 for Bobby Warners. Oh, 2 count. Ritchie, 3 strikeouts trying to avoid. Can't find it tonight. It's the 4th time, a 1-2-3 inning for Gibbler. Arkansas, another chance at the plate. 7-run lead. Bottom of the 8th coming your way when we come back. Opening day, that's just the appetizer to get you warmed up for tomorrow, because what a trio of games. We start things off 11 a.m. Vanderbilt, team ranked in the top 25, team went to the NCAAs last year. They will begin against Texas Tech. And then Bedlam, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. How about that? Game 2 of the season. Turn around, you got to play your rival if you're Oklahoma State. Oklahoma coming off a win earlier today, 10-3 over Texas Tech. And then the nightcap, top 10 matchup, number 10 TCU. Preseason favorites in the Big 12 against number 7 Arkansas. All of the coverage right here for you. So make your grocery run, order some food, get the grill going, sit down, join us for a full day of college baseball.
It's here, and it is live. I'll tell you what, it's a special time of year.
New arm, Parker Jennings. Freshman from Granite Bay, California. Prepped at the IMG Academy, though, in Bradenton, Florida. Favorite go-to karaoke song, Should Have Been a Cowboy, by Toby Keith. Lived in Singapore for 2 years. She throws to Christian Turner.
It's a good arm. I mean, it's 92, 94. Right moment for him to get his feet wet, for lack of a better word. The stress of the decision of the game, probably not in play right here, down 7, but you want to get these guys into a position where they feel like they can get out there and let it go and be aggressive. He was able to get a couple fastballs in there for strikes, but does walk the first guy he faces. But it's a good arm. I mean, it's a live 92, 95 mile an hour arm.
So was Blake, who gave way to then now Jennings. Turner, who came in to pinch hit the 9-hole for Ruiz. So both coaches going to the bench. Souza, though, began the game at the top. Will finish it for Arkansas. Double, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out to second. Had one of the best at-bats of the ball game, as you mentioned, Ty. Big league type at bat for Nolan Souza. Coach talked about defensively for Souza coming back from injury. He's working through some arm strength issues and getting some confidence. So he's doing long toss, but not at the point where he'll just let it fly, and really trying to work on that. So until such opportunity to play him at the DH spot, keep his bat in the lineup. Delivers with a base hit to right center. Turner will turn and take third. Runners on the corners to begin the bottom of the 8th.
You just keep coming at you offensively. Coming at the walk. And this ball is really hit well. See the aggressive base running. Ruiz, as soon as the ball was hit, didn't hesitate. Knew he was going from first to third. We're running on all cylinders right now.
Hellfrick, if he does what he's done, the 2 home runs that we've seen, have an opportunity to make it 12-2. 2-run shot to left center, first pitch in the first inning. Over 400 feet. In the third, intentionally walked, much to the ire of the Cardinal and white clad Razorback faithful. Struck out, but reached via a drop third strike in the 7th. A little bit of power on that swing.
Well, he was going to ambush that fastball. He was sitting, he knew it was going to be dead red. And he was going to, or he was sitting dead red. He actually threw him a cutter at 88.
Getting every bit to work. That ball. Junior from Discovery Bay, California. Last year, just 3 errors defensively. Slash was 337, 449, 635. 14 multi-hit games. I think he'll best that this year. 11 multi-RBI games, already has 1. Player of the year, watch list. Really got us a little action.
Well, we're pretty far up here, but I promise you he can hit a fly ball up here with the kind of power he's got. It's just going to be interesting to see. That was a cutter. And now do you go, it's 3-2, you got runners on first and third. The runner was off on the pitch as it was. Do you go to a secondary pitch here to see if you can get him to chase?
Runner is going.
Yeah, he got him to chase. He went to a secondary pitch to a slider. He sped him up with the pitch before, and he came back with that, and he got him to chase it. Runner on first was going to second, but the base was occupied before, which means the catcher didn't have to throw it down to first base. And
so Hellfrick will have the 2 strikeouts. Yeah. That one, maybe the intentions were to rear back a little bit and end the night early. Kozel, he can do it too. He had a 2-run home run his last time up. You said with precision, carefully. That's how you navigate lineup.
We're starting to see Jennings settle in now. I mean, his misses are smaller. Early in the count, his misses were bigger. You're starting to see better action off his secondary pitches. His slider and his cutter have got much better action to him, a better path. It's a fastball, and the energy was already there from the first couple pitches at 92 to 94, but you're starting to see him kind of settle in. Now look at that breaker right there. That's a good-looking slider right there too.
Two down. Back to back for Parker Jennings. The 2 on and the runner. Third and second. Batter at the plate. Mike Anu still in play here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cowboys want one more look at the plate.
Well, if you're Arkansas now, if you get to the 9th, and Gibbler's been so good, and they've got somebody warming up in the pen. Gibbler's been good. Has he reached his max now, right? And or do you stay with him, or do you go to the pen? The great thing about it is if it is a 7-run lead, if that's where it stays or what it is, I mean, you don't have to bring your closer in. You don't have to bring. You could bring somebody else in at that point with that kind of run separation in the game. And so it'll be interesting to see what Coach Van Horn decides to do pitch-wise. And if it was Gilbert's last inning, he was more than solid tonight.
Arkansas trying to put a bow on this opening day contest. They've showcased names and faces that will be a big part of Team Talented. In the mix in their conference, and that ball driven deep. Fitting as the story of the day has been the long ball. Another home run, this one Micah New. Arkansas.
Tell you what, he gets in behind it. It's elevated. He doesn't miss it. Drives it out. You want to watch a back leg swing and get in behind it, elevated. They've hit a homer to every side of the ballpark tonight. Pull side, right-handed, center field, right center, and then right field. And we're going to find out if they are. They're trying to decide if they are playing the 10-run rule.
Yeah, it has to be.
It looks like it is.
We showed you the home runs, the 13 that we had prior, but that'll do it. A 12-2 victory as the 7th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks show everything. Gabe Gackel with the start, Gibbler in relief, the long ball. Ty, what you got?
The power. Power arm for Arkansas tonight. Power arms, power breaking stuff from the mound, and then the obvious one, as we just ended the game on it, the power of the offense. They hit a homer to every side of the ballpark tonight, right-handed, left-handed, opposite field, pull side. They stole bases, they ran the bases aggressively. There was a lot you saw from this Arkansas team tonight that makes you think that their ranking is deserving, maybe even more, but they showed you their athleticism and their power tonight.
We'll learn more tomorrow night in that top 10 matchup against TCU. Give me a positive for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, look, they came out the first 2 at-bats they had, landed on some balls. I think the opportunity from the defensive side, that's going to improve. And again, I think some of that had to do with, there was 2 seam fastballs, guys rolling over the top of them, had some top spin. They probably hadn't had enough of those yet. That's real-life stuff that you only get in real games and in the inter-squad games. So the positive side, they're going to play better defense. The positive side, I do think they've got good. I thought, and look, everybody's got a different opinion, but I thought Hudson Barrett had good stuff at different times of night. He's going to continue to grow as a pitcher, and yeah, there's a lot of positive. You know what the biggest positive is?
We're off and running.
They got 55 more games to go get busy and get better at it, and they will, because that's what Josh Holliday does well.
13 hits, scores them 12 runs. It ends with a run rule victory in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's what you got coming your way tomorrow. We get things started at 11 a.m. Another top 25 team, Vanderbilt, against Texas, against one another. Usually you'd have to wait till the last series of the season. That'll be your afternoon game. And then the 7 o'clock top 10, TCU out of the Big 12 against Arkansas. Heavyweights in their 2 respective conferences. Heavyweights on the college baseball landscape. That'll be the 7 o'clock game. Globe Life will be packed. And hey, folks, just a reminder, it's all for a great cause as well. There was Shriners Children's. We told you about everything that we're doing across the course of the weekend and how great a showcase this is for the game, for the facility, for all the people that put it together, the players, the teams. Ryder Hellfrick will be our post-game interview. Nianza is down on the field waiting to do such. Team is convening. But let's show you his 2 home runs. Ty, you talked about touring the ballpark with the long ball. Take us through these 2 swings.
Well, it's power. I mean, oh my gosh, the athleticism. He landed on that changeup, stayed back, didn't chase it, didn't get out. I'm sorry, do you know what I mean? Chase it, didn't get out in front of it. Almost like he was sitting on it. And now the second one, to me, this one is the one that just shows off a little bit about raw power. That's going to the furthest part of the ballpark, the hardest part of the park to hit a homer, to leverage your bat, flatten it out to center field, and still be able to hit it out on basically what was kind of a midline drive. Shows his power.
Also, the impact on the game. There was a 2-run shot. It was a 3-2 ball game. And if you go back to that sequence in the 5th inning, there was the error that put Ruiz on. But then when Hellfrick came up with 1 out after they got Souza, what was the decision? To intentionally walk him, to respect the power. And then after that, they really broke it open. That's when the momentum. So a lot to take away in the 8 innings that we watched. And these teams will get to regroup, as we will as well. Get a night's sleep, come back to the ballpark, do it again tomorrow. No one's got to play a triple header. Just 1 game, just 1 game, just 1 loss, just 1 win. We talked about the ability for players, coaches to move forward. And for Arkansas, while they may enjoy such, well, you got a tough opponent that you're going to have to turn around, do your thing against tomorrow night. Leanza is down on the field with Ryder Hellfrick. Leanza, you got us? Go ahead.
2 runs to 3 RBI. What was working for you at the plate tonight, and how does it feel to come out on opening day and have that type of performance?
I mean, it felt good in the box, just sticking with my approach. You know, that's all we talk about is having quality at bats, sticking with him, and you know, that's what you try to do every single time you step in. So
Gabe and Cole combined for 15 combined strikeouts. How does that type of pitching performance really set the tone for the entire team?
I think, you know, Gabe did a great job coming out, competing well with a lot of pitchers. Gibbler did the same thing, and it just gives confidence to us. You know, our whole pitching staff is really good, and it can do that. So
great win today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So Ryder and his team will turn around and do it tomorrow. Top 10 matchup in the evening, 7 o'clock, but we will get things started at 11 a.m. with our game. Texas Tech against Vanderbilt. Come on back for a full day of college baseball as the season is underway. It was a 12-2 victory for the Arkansas Razorbacks. For my counterpart, Ty Harrington, Tyler Denning, our whole crew that's brought you all the action across the course of the day. Good night from Globe Life Field. We'll see you back here tomorrow.